We're back with a CBS News investigation into the role of so-called election deniers. These are folks who believe without evidence that the last election was stolen from Donald Trump, and they could matter this time around. Ask any political analyst. They'll tell you this presidential election is going to be close, could come down to a couple thousand votes in a handful of swing states. And right now there is a fight over who will actually oversee the counting of those votes. Caitlin Huey-Burns goes to a county in the swing state of Nevada where a wealthy right-wing activist and donor is hoping to take control of that counting process.
Reno, Nevada is known as the biggest little city in the world, and its home in Washoe County is becoming one of the country's fiercest political battlegrounds.
How are you today?
At Pinocchio's Bar and Grill, Republican Tracy Hilton Thomas is campaigning for a seat on the county commission.
In 2020, saw some things that should not have been going on.
The 5 commissioners administer elections. They appoint the county's top election official, set the budget, and ultimately certify the results.
We are adjourned.
Part of Hilton Thomas's campaign to oversee future presidential elections is fueled by her doubts about the last one.
Do you think the 2020 election was legitimate?
From a lot of stuff that I've seen, I do believe that there is interference in our elections.
Do you believe the results?
I would have to say at this time, no, I do not believe the results.
There is no evidence of widespread voter fraud in Washoe or any other county in the U.S. But our new CBS News investigation found there are nearly 80 officials working in election oversight positions across 7 swing states, including Nevada, who either don't believe the 2020 election results, refuse to certify the election, have publicly supported the actions taken on January 6th, or have pushed election conspiracies.
Nevada is a battleground state. We are going to be part of a small group of states who determines the next president of the United States.
Democrat Francisco Aguilar is Nevada's Secretary of State.
What kind of impact would a county commissioner have on elections?
I think it's important to realize that we are in a national election. That national election is be run at the local level. And at that local level, they can completely shut down the election for the state and for the nation.
The power of the commission seat has attracted local right-wing activist Robert Beadles, who endorsed Hilton Thomas.
It's fraud. Our elections are rigged, and that's what your own data shows. Again, it's treason.
Since 2022, Beadles has been lobbying Washoe commissioners to implement controversial election changes, including eliminating voting machines in favor of hand-counting paper ballots and having the National Guard at polling places, which the ACLU says is categorically illegal. Beadles' approach has been promoted by top Trump supporters like Steve Bannon.
They're really scared of Trump, but what they should be scared of is like 25 to 100 million little Trump 2.0s running around the country.
We caught up with Beadles at a Republican campaign event that he was moderating.
Why the focus on the county commission?
You want to save a county, you save the county commission, because they're the ones with one vote that can fix or destroy a county.
Beadles, who says he made his fortune in real estate and cryptocurrency, has already spent heavily supporting the campaigns of 2 of the 5 current commissioners, both of whom are pushing election conspiracies. And to ensure a majority, he says he needs one more.
We're always one vote away. So I'm going to make sure that one or both of you, to the best of my ability, will not be a commissioner coming in 24.
One commissioner in particular he wants out, Republican incumbent Clara Andriola.
Make sure you do not vote for Clara the Clown.
Andriola has held the line against election changes pushed by Beadles.
I think elections have been run as best as we can,
which led to her censure by the Washoe GOP, where Beadles serves on the executive committee.
It was disappointing. It was hurtful. But I am a Republican. I still am a Republican, and I will vote as a Republican.
But as far as Beadles is concerned, she is not Republican enough. And if he's successful in driving her out, his allies will be in charge of certifying elections in the future.
What would you say to those who say, look, that's just democracy at work?
It's not democracy. Anybody who's trying to tear down the system or tear down an election or deny results should never be engaged in the election process.
And Washoe County voters will decide between Clara Andriola and Tracy Hilton Thomas in a primary on June 11th. Meanwhile, the Republican National Committee filed a federal lawsuit challenging Nevada's election law that currently allows mail-in ballots to be counted after Election Day as long as they are postmarked by then. Nate?
Well, we know election integrity will be a common theme across the country. Caitlin, thank you.